What's going on YouTube? This is Daxon here, Weaver Family Farm. So down here in the basement I got this Aeroponics system here, and I know the lighting isn't that great. This purple light kind of messes with the lens. This is just one of them. There's like $20 on Amazon. It looks kind of bright through the camera. It's really not that bright. I can't even remember how many watts it is, but it's not much. It's like 40 or something, if that. Anyway, I got that plugged in, and I'm running that about 20 hours a day currently. And I'm still pretty new to these aeroponic systems. I have all different types of things in here, from cannabis to blackberries to burning bush, and I'm trying to remember what some of the other ones are over here. Cannabis and blackberry are what I have in here. Mainly though. But anyway, this will hold like 32 or something like that. Now I used this a couple weeks ago and I did not have good luck. I had it totally full. I was so excited. Oh, this is gonna be so easy. Well, yes and no. If you're thinking about getting one of these, or maybe you haven't had good luck with these, something I learned the hard way, and during that week is about 100 degrees. Even in our garage it was staying pretty hot. And so my water ended up getting too hot. All my cuttings basically from the heat outside. My toddler's yelling in the background. I'm sorry about that, playing in the other room. Anyway, the ones I did outside were dying from the top due to it being so hot outside, I'm sure. And then the bottoms were rotting due to the water being so hot. And in less than a week, I had bacteria or something, fungus, whatever, taking over the bottoms of the cuttings. Everything below these foam discs that hold the plants, basically suspended in the air. But basically how these work, a little overview if you're not familiar with it. I can lift this whole thing up. I have the sprayers turned off for the purposes of this video here. Let's see. Be very careful. Moving that, I won't drip water. So there's a little bit of buildup on the bottom, and I think that's from using just different chemicals in here and stuff. But all those little red deals spray a really fine aerated mist. You want your water right at the bottom of that PVC, and I would turn it on for you while it's open, but it would spray all over the place. But anyway, let me get this set back up here very carefully. It's kind of hard doing everything with one hand as always, but holding my phone with the other. But anyway, I'm gonna go through some of these, and also something else. When I was just talking about the temperature, I had this little dude that reads the temperature of the water. There's a probe that runs down in there. If you see the cables running down there. And I must be really lucky, because the temperature everyone always talks about, you want to stay between like 68 and 73 or so. Luckily, without me doing anything different besides being in my basement, the water's staying right at 70.9. When that pump's on and the light's on, the highest I've seen it is like 71.5. I'm just really lucky though. I must just be in just the right spot, and for my temperature to stay good like that. You can get these for a few dollars on Amazon. I think a 2-pack was like $10 or something. Also, I have this timer. This is just for my light. That's something else that I kind of had to learn the hard way. Was I had always been under the impression that cuttings really didn't need any light. That just make them dry out quicker, but that's false. Got this grow light in here, getting my temperatures right, and I'm starting to have success, which I'll show you in just a minute. I'm not trying to blab on and on about it, but this is really exciting. And let's see what else. Oh, and the pH is really important. You can buy these little packs too online or wherever. It's just universal indicator paper for pH, 1 to 14. You've got these little tabs, and you just get them wet, and then you hold it up and match the color, and that tells you your pH. Now, something else I understand, you want your pH to be right between like 5 and 6. Now, there's different conflicting information out there. I did have to put some pH down in here because, and I can't remember exactly what it is, something about once this gets running and some of the chemicals, your pH will actually naturally slowly rise after a few days. So you want to keep an eye on that, which I have. and my pH was actually all the way up to like 8.5 before I intervened at all. Now I got it down closer to about 6, I think, when I tested it last night. Anyway, let's take some of these guys out. Once again, there's a mix of them in here. I'll start with this blackberry all the way, and these are thornless blackberry, by the way. Now, some of these you're not really gonna be able to see too much, especially it's just so hard to show under there. But you see the callus starting to build up, and by the way, these have only been in here about a week or so now. I'm gonna put that guy back. I do have some with little baby roots. Let's see which one here. This is one of the cannabis cuttings right here, and these guys have been in here about 2 weeks. Check it out. Little root right there, and I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but there's actually a few more other little roots poking out on there, and lots of callus buildup all over this thing. Now, I did lightly scratch these, and some of them I didn't scratch. You can tell this one I scratched pretty good. There's tons of callus, so this is going to end up being a nice clone here. Whether you are someone that is for marijuana, medical marijuana, or against it, you still have to respect the fact of, you know, growing plants, each to their own. And I do have a cultivation permit here in the state of Missouri, so I can legally do this. Let me see if I can find some of the blackberries were really starting to show some callus, which is what you want. That's where your roots are going to come from. Again, hard to see in that light. You can see the bottom's kind of white around the edges, which that's normally a good sign. I'm going to expect to see some roots in, I don't know, maybe another week or so. This big guy, this is the biggest cannabis cutting clone I have in here. I just put this in here about 3 days ago, and it is starting to callus like nuts where those nodes are, as well as on the bottom, and I did a 45-degree cut on the bottom. Lots of callus down there, so I expect this to have roots in probably a few days, honestly. Let me go through and pull a few more out. I try not to pull out the same one multiple times. Look at the callus on this thing. I really destroyed the bottom of this one, though, so I didn't know if it was going to rot on me or if that's going to end up being some good callus and getting some roots. We will see. I don't think I pulled out this one right here. We got some good callus on the bottom building up, and it's trying to build up right there. If you see that little build up, it's kind of where I injured the cutting. Let's go through. Now, I got some little burning bush cuttings in here. These are really small cuttings, by the way. And of course, as you can tell, these are all softwood cuttings here in mid-July in Missouri. Now, it looks, I've never rooted any burning bushes. It looks like where I damaged them, they're starting to build up some callus. They're turning white. So I guess we'll just kind of see here how they do. Everything's doing good so far. I mean, a few of these guys have some of the leaves kind of dried out like that. I feel like this one has a ton of callus. And these have been in here, I don't even think a week yet. And for a burning bush being somewhat slower grower, I feel like they're doing pretty good, pretty fast. Again, some callus build. Sorry, I'm not. Some good callus buildup on there. Let's see what other ones I can find. And something else cool about this compared to normal propagation and like potting mix is you can just pull these out anytime you want and check the bottoms of them for root development and then put it right back, and you are not really interfering with the roots at all. Just be careful when you pull it out, because the roots will hit the edge of this plastic where the hole is. But other than that, not too big of a deal. Let's see what else we got. Here's another clone. Tons of callus. I feel like maybe I already pulled that one out. I'm starting to lose track of which ones. I just got like 5 of them in here. Can't remember if I showed that one. But there's roots on there. Some of these leaves get caught. Like that leaf died off right there. Doesn't matter. This little one's putting on some great roots. But that's pretty well it for this video. Stay tuned for update 1. See you later. Bye-bye. Alright, I forgot to add something else a minute ago, and I'm still trying to remember what plant these is. I only have 2 of these, one right here and one right here, and I'm just drawing a total blank right here. Right now what these are called. I'll come back in the comments later after I upload the video if I can, when I finally remember what it is. I do want to pull out a few more. Sorry, it's just so fun looking at all these and sharing this experience. Not really anything going on there. It looks like some callus on the bottom. I feel like you can kind of see it there pretty good. See what else. I feel like there was one over here that was really quite a bit of build up there. And I am trying to make sure too, some of these are long. I don't really want these all the way down in the water. I want the bottom of these just above the water level, so that way they're not setting in the water. It should still be okay, but I still want to be able to prevent root rot. I'll have to fix this when I ain't got a camera in my hand. Let's see if there's anyone missing. I feel like there was one of them, one of the blackberries that were doing good, pretty good. And of course, I'm probably just pulling out the same ones over and over in my luck, but this is only my second attempt using this. I feel like I've already learned a lot. They are pretty well set and forget. You gotta make sure your water pH levels, your temperature, your light, and also they say some people are in a big disagreement about if you should leave the pump spraying 24/7 or not. Some people are also in a disagreement about if you should leave the light on 24/7 or not. Some theories are, I guess, that these plants don't have roots to take up any nutrients or anything, so they need to do photosynthesis, obviously through their leaves, and this light helps them keep the energy they need 24/7 to produce roots. And then something else about spraying them, they say, you know, you're going to end up with root rot, fungal issues and stuff like that if you leave that pump spraying all the time. The manufacturer of this clone, I think this is a Clone King. They recommend, the manufacturer does, that you leave it on 24/7. I tried doing it initially. I don't really know. I was scared of losing all these cuttings. I tried it initially for the first few days. Didn't really notice much. I feel like some of these leaves kind of dried out, but that could also be a little bit of shock. I mean, you're just going and cutting these guys off the mother plant here, you know. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I'll definitely make future update videos. This thing is so cool. Once again, it's only my second time doing it. The first time was a major fail. I was mad about it, upset about it, everything, but you live and you learn and keep trying and going and everything. And then I did dip these plants in oh goodness, it's a liquid rooting hormone, and if they're meant to be able to, you can mix it and put it in aeroponic cloners, hydroponics, things like that, and it'll help root. Or you can use it at full strength, dip your cuttings in there for 15 seconds, and that kind of works. So I think all the rooting hormones, some are better for harder to root plants, some plants don't even need them. Like I actually rooted one of these marijuana cuttings in a window in water. It took about 2 weeks. All I did was dip it in honey. The honey seemed to disappear after a couple days anyway. Change out the water every few days. And that's one more thing I was forgetting about this. I feel like I really seen these roots starting to pop up. Well, I changed the water about 3 days ago. Totally emptied it out, sprayed out the basin, and filled it back up where it's supposed to be, and now I'm seeing all these roots. I don't know if it's a coincidence or not, but I know changing your water and keeping it nice, fresh, and clean is important, and then, of course, checking your water pH again. But I will stop blabbing for now. Watch out for future update videos. Feel free to leave a comment below the video if you have any questions or suggestions. I'll do my best to help you out. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.